Is a tree gonna eat him?
No.
It better not. If a tree eats little brother, this whole goddamn forest is going down.
Hold on one
We
second.
should probably burn it down anyway, just to be safe.
Before we see the results of this.
I don't know, Tim, if you're able to adjust the gain and turn it down a little bit on your, or because like I'm hearing feedback in your microphone and in Michael's microphone, and it's
Yeah, I kind of hear what you're talking about.
Okay, so
It's not any better now?
miles better.
yeah, so
Just the
you're
fan.
gonna
Okay,
you're gonna
cool.
fire out that flare.
Yeah, let me sit back down in my chair real quick.
No, I'm not touching the fan.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead roll my Arcana to send out little bro to kind of have him send out a signal flare above us. You know, fly up there and drop down some just some flashy lights. You know, go all crazy up there. See if he can catch Elias's attention.
All right, roll it.
All right,
23 in total.
Oh,
all right. So
Um,
you fire up a flare. It cuts right through a little hole in the
Yeah.
in the forest canopy, lighting up the some of the area around you guys as you go. And oh, look, right behind you, holding a match. There's Elias.
hi Patton. What's the flare for?
Oh, well, see, I told you, Jerry, it would work perfect. There he is.
So he's holding up a couple of matches, and you
Got
see
the flare?
as he's holding them up, he also has like a couple of severed plant vines in his hands, and you know, anytime something tries to grab onto his leg or something, he just kind of cuts it, holds up some fire to it, and it retreats, skittering away.
Yeah, you'd notice that my clothes are like not dirty in the slightest. Like this has basically just been a walk in the park.
Meow.
Yeah, Spicky. It does seem like it's thinning out here. I think this is probably a funnel of some kind, though it does seem.
Yep, looks like they're pushing us towards that building over there.
Yeah, I would avoid going in there for the time being.
I think that's where we're going.
Well, you see, I have a sort of working theory for this. Whatever this forest is non-sentient, of course, but it's not actually funneling. The forest isn't actually funneling us here. It's just that this is sort of a dead zone that whatever's in the building is utilizing to draw things into it. So I would expect some kind of large. I don't want to say monster, but a creature of some kind. Oh, is that webbing? Yeah, it's spiders. Large spiders.
Meow.
Well, all we need is a large boot or a newspaper. We'll be good.
So Specky is going to turn its little a bit of its fungus thing into like the rat-sized thing, right?
Yeah.
Like to a rat-sized creature, and it's gonna go meow, and it's gonna like put it towards its mouth, meow, but it's gonna make like, you know, like big one, and it's gonna try and like pantomime putting it in its mouth, but it's too big, meow.
Well, yes, the forest doesn't eat things of our size, Specky, but whatever's in that building might.
Meow.
Well, yes, I sort of figured that, but it's a decent hypothesis. So, I would suggest that we leave. I assume you have the parts we need or whatever it was.
That's a good one, Elias. You think it works like that ever for us?
Well, yes, I would hope.
I mean, that's why we're heading towards the building. We gotta fight the spider to get the parts.
Well, I'm not sure that's actually true. You see, there's plenty of other truck stops, and I doubt that they all have this sort of forest around them, unless,
that's how it works in every work fiction I ever seen.
well, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, John, but we're not actually in a movie at this point. Well, I mean, other than Jerry's show, and I certainly hope that he's not hamming it up for the audience too much.
Well, I think it'd make for a pretty good story.
Could I like send the camera up to the windows just to look? Like not send Zep, but
Sure.
just the camera? Okay.
Sure, yeah. Like, well, Zep has to carry the camera, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and roll perception too on the webs to see if I can see if there's anything. I want to see if there's any large skeletons in the webs.
That's a 16. Oh, wait. Do I get a bonus to perception? Yeah, I do.
Do
Right.
you have a bonus to perception?
Yeah. +1 group awareness. Non-elf
Okay.
allies within 5 squares.
All right, so that's a 17 then.
I'm gonna roll perception,
17
but
total?
not on the building.
Yeah, in total.
Okay. 17 in total. Looks like a lot of webs.
In the building?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna roll perception to see if I can spot any large bones in the webs, as in not rats and things. That will be a 25.
25.
Yeah.
Yes. So you notice a lot of some large skeletons that you would recognize as like goblins, some hobgoblins, and oh hey look, there's also some like some interesting stuff in there, like a glove and a gun.
For fuck's sake! Could you? This is out of character, but could you not? I don't want to go in with
I'm
the
going to
spiders.
bully you into this building regardless, Elias, so...
Well, you shouldn't have said that we can go somewhere else.
Well, we're not going anywhere else. Like, Jerry is not going anywhere else. Sorry.
Just so you know, there were many.
We left
there
from
were
a
many
train yard.
paths.
We're on railroad tracks. We're going to the building.
Stop bullying me. I don't want to be here. There's spiders.
You should want to be here, there's spiders.
We don't really have any other easy option. We don't have a large amount. We have some fire, but we don't have enough to burn our way out, to burn a new path out of here.
Just so you know, there are many different ways you can attack this problem.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's the obvious one.
Is that glove? Do I recognize that glove as a pair of the glove that's DB's glove?
On a 25, yeah,
It's DB's glove. Okay.
yeah, and the gun is pretty hard to miss. It's monogrammed, and it's gigantic. It's a big ass Desert Eagle.
And we were brought. Okay, see, this is out of character, but Jerry, you should have realized this by now, though, right?
I mean, I said something to the effect of, DB wouldn't go anywhere near spiders, so he wouldn't be here because he hates spiders.
No, but
You didn't know that there were spiders here. Also, remember how I asked you? When he
asked, "Are you
live?"
broadcasting live?" and you said we're going to go east of the train tracks.
Oh shit.
He would have gone wherever you guys were going.
Yeah, because he's trying to be useful and helpful.
Oh. Yeah, I should have figured that out.
This is why it's so painful for me to play in character.
Michael sent me so many Discord PMs yelling this exact thing.
Please,
Just
okay.
Like, I knew something was up with that question. Also,
No, it was with my phone. All right, so there's a couple different ways we can.
like, it wouldn't make any sense, would it, to broadcast live in between non-live pieces?
Huh?
Like,
No, okay.
I just
let
think
me
it'd
let me
be weird if,
actually
like-
let me do a quick aside to describe how Jerry's show basically works. When Jerry is in an area with ready access to the radio stations and things like that he's going to be going to, he can broadcast live fairly easily, no problem. However, when you're doing something that has a lot of dead air involved, that needs to be edited out, things like that, like when you're out on the road, then he's actually making episodes.
Right, so...
Right.
oh, okay.
'Cause you don't
so
wanna
there's episodes
broadcast-
and there's also just live
Right,
feed.
because you don't want to broadcast live when it's just, 2 hours of you guys driving
Nothing,
somewhere with
yeah.
nothing happening.
And he explicitly asked, Daniel explicitly asked if he was
Oh, no,
broadcasting
I'm not
live.
saying... I'm not saying... I was just wondering, like,
Why he would
how that
broadcast
whole
live
thing
or
was
not.
structured. I just think it'd be weird if, like, we go on an adventure, and then we broadcast live, and then later on the adventure happens, even though it happened before the live bit.
Well, you gotta also factor in that I do
mean-
need to be, like, consistently doing as much broadcasting as I can, or I die.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've got a thing that works for you.
Yeah, it's...
Well, you can even
It's-
think of it as him splitting it into 2 segments, because there's episodes which are adventures, and then there's like chillin' with Thalatak, where he's just like interviewing people and talking live while you wait for, Vice does that kind of shit all the time, where it's like, hey, we've got this episode that's coming out soon, but here's a sneak peek of the aftermath where we talk to people about it.
Yeah, like when you're in town just talking to
I
people.
think my
it's
question's been
broadcasting.
answered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but there's a couple of different ways that we can go about doing whatever's going on right now.
You might want to do this in character.
Well, yeah, I can't.
Okay,
I
so
can't.
So it is reasonable for me to know this, so I'm gonna just say
No. Elias needs to give you guys some info here.
Okay.
Right. Yes. Well, I think we actually do need to do something about this because DB's glove and DB's gun is in a web up there. Thankfully, I don't see any bones. It's safe to assume he's still alive. I think someone like him who would have escaped from the Underdark is quite adept at dealing with spiders or arachnid of this size. So he should be well versed in avoiding them, but he's not going to be happy about this situation. So we should probably help, is what I'm saying here.
All right, now Elias is on board.
All
Let's figure out how to approach this here. So probably setting it all on fire is not a good idea.
Yeah, no.
We can do that after.
Afterward, yes.
No, let's not do that.
This is a dangerous place.
I'm not sure if you've ever seen what a forest fire does, but things that are living in a forest when a forest fire happens tend to leave the forest quite quickly and in an agitated state. Whatever large creatures might be in here would leave into the surrounding areas, and we probably don't want that.
What if we set those creatures on fire?
John, you seem to be hung up on this sort of set things on fire aspect here.
I don't like this thing being so close to the congregation.
It won't actually move towards the congregation. At least not anytime soon. There's not really small creatures or easy access to the congregation from here. It probably needs a strong water source. It needs food, and well, it needs to be in a sort of abandoned area. There's really no reason for whatever somewhat sentient possibly creatures to move towards the congregation where they'd face stiff resistance and possibly culling.
Well, I don't like it, but if you say so.
Just as a quick aside, would this mean that John doesn't really buy into the whole one of God's wonderful mysteries of divine creation or whatever with this thing?
You can believe that a cougar is a wonderful mystery of God's creation and still stop it from
and
eating
not
you.
want it in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, but also don't eat my friend.
Fair enough.
Bears are a wonderful mystery of God's creation, but you don't go hug them.
I mean,
My gun is a wonderful mystery of God's creation.
Why don't we go
Alright.
introduce the two?
I don't think it is.
So,
Rude.
God made man. Smith and Wesson made him equal.
anyway, right? As you guys look in, so what are you gonna do here?
How big is this
The
building?
forest, the size of the building, right? So, what it is like, if you see on the map, there's this huge trucks, like, you know, there's this huge complex with a couple of big buildings and like the big ass parking lot, which would be, it's like ATD or ADSA or whatever. I don't actually know what that stands for. But then to the east of that, near 440, is the Peterbilt store.
Peterbilt store. Okay.
Yeah, this is it's like 1 to 2 floors, you know, like 1.5 really, with a bunch of big rigs and shit in front of it.
Yeah, you can actually put a little this actually looks pretty cool. Yeah, you can put your little Google Maps guy down on the road and look at the store itself from the road. Yeah, it's a big warehouse basically.
Yeah, it's a big old warehouse with a lot of these big rigs and shit on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the Peterbilt store there. There's, you know, a lot of it's basically a large warehouse surrounded by a big parking lot covered in webs, snaking in and out of the various entrances to the warehouse.
And there's a lake on the other side, right?
Yep.
That's actually important.
Yep.
This thing is going to be consuming water like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I know what I want to do, but if anybody else has suggestions before I start taking the reins.
There's just one thing I want to check real quick. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to it is no, but the mana that Jerry sensed earlier, is it more concentrated in this building, which is like we're being funneled towards, or is it not?
No, it's just this whole area is magical. He rolled an nat 1.
No,
okay,
if anything, there's going to be far less mana in the building.
That's what I was thinking. I just wanted to check.
Yeah, it sounds like the whole thing just kind of happened to happen, and it just kind of works.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's some intent here.
That's what John got out of it.
Well, I'm thinking of just walking straight in to get some really good shots. Because he said DB's alive.
That's a horrible idea.
Walk right in to get some real good shots of me being eaten alive.
Hey guys, it's Jerry here, filming my own death. Check it out.
Likes journalism.
We should definitely try and figure out where the thing is first. I don't know.
Like, I'm not going to drive the car inside there right now. We're going to fucking take a peek and see if we can find this thing.
All right, I'm going to get back in character while we do
This
this.
is biologist territory.
Can I see the lake from here, or is it too dense?
It's pretty dense. You might be able to catch a little glimpse of it.
All right.
As sunlight reflects off the water.
It seems like the primary water source for this forest is over that way. So, if you'd like to secure a means of escape should things get a little too hairy, I think it would behoove us to take a quick trip over to the lake.
I mean, this is your specialty.
Well, yeah, it shouldn't take too long. I want to go over to the lake, and I want...
Okay, so the way this is going to work is you guys get funneled into this area as as you start driving and moving down further. The trees do form behind you.
Yeah.
And eventually do just form a wall, kind of close back into a circle as they spit you out here, basically, and then reform and tighten back around as it just kind of seals you back in here. So when it comes to this building itself, there is webbing all over the place, well into the parking lot and surrounding areas. It seems like getting past it without triggering the web in some way is going to be very, very difficult.
So I can't just walk to the pine or in a stupid funnel web trap. Great. Okay.
Yeah, it's a funnel. Yeah, it's a spider. It's not going to go like, ooh, yes, I'm just going to kind of leave the web only in this very specific area.
I want to go around the outskirts of the wall of trees. And
yeah.
Do I have enough?
No, you can do that.
Do I have enough matches to just sort of... I mean, if they can't follow along with me, it's not a big deal. What I want to do is I want to go around the outside, make my way through the trees, which shouldn't be too difficult because they're dumb. And I'm gonna go. I want to go to the. I want to go. Well, actually, Patton, you've got poison on you, right?
Oh, most assuredly.
No, I literally was.
Probably
Eat
something
shit,
that inhibits mana uptake would be ideal, but inhibits growth would also be a big help.
I mean, I've got your run-of-the-mill
Insecticide might be helpful
Dr.
too.
Patton's patent-pending pesticide potion, but I mean...
Oh, that'll work.
All right.
I think that's what we're looking for.
All right. I want to take this stuff and can I make it over to the, I mean, even if they can't follow me, I just want to get over to the lake.
Okay, how are you trying to do that, and what are you doing?
Well, I want to use
I'm not following
Specky
exactly what
smacking
you're
shit out
doing.
of the way, matches, and my natural sense of, moving through forests and shit. And what I'm trying to accomplish is I want to poison the shit out of the main main roots that are taking up water.
Yep.
Oh, what, from the trees?
Yeah, for the trees. I'm not trying
the trees
to kill
are not... Wait, those are on the opposite side of where the lake is.
Wait. Are we not surrounded by trees?
Also,
Not anymore. Basically, okay, so the way that this works is I said it spat you out, right? The main circle is around this big old fucking parking lot, right?
Yeah.
Do you see this little small like yard in front of the store, like to the west of the store?
Hold on.
That's basically where you guys are. That's
We need to
basically
take a
where you guys
screenshot
are.
of this for people watching.
Yeah. That's essentially where you guys are, with a wall of trees behind you. In front of you is basically standard run-of-the-mill overgrowth, very, very dense tree coverage to your left and right. And in front of you, stretching out all the way through this whole parking lot area, is this big-ass spider web.
Right, so there's none of these magical parasite trees attached to the lake.
None that
Probably
you can
not.
see.
So it's
There's
just regular
other water
trees.
sources.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Remember, the trees themselves are not magical.
Well, yeah, it's just the vines in them.
Yeah, the vines in them are carnivorous.
All right, that kills my plan. I was going to poison it so we could have a nice escape route.
I mean, you could
I feel
still,
like poisoning an entire lake would be both very difficult, not a good idea for the
if you wanted
environment.
to run back into the vine swarm, you could by reopening a opening potentially.
Well, I guess I'm just actually. Can I make that a readied thing where I have that stuff ready to go?
Yeah, you can just have it.
Right. Well, I'll just take that from Patton. Patton, it shouldn't be necessary right now, but I'll take some of those pesticides, and should the need arise, I believe I'll be able to get us out of the situation rather quickly.
It is technically possible to get over the lake. It would just be difficult.
Yeah,
right?
but there's nothing for me to
Like,
do
it would
over
be-
the lake
Okay.
because
Yeah,
you
it would
already
just be
said
difficult and
that
time consuming.
the vines aren't over there, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no. I thought you were doing something else. I thought you were gonna like try and wait for the spider to come drink or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because the spider's got a drink, right?
No.
Yeah, after he eats DB.
Yeah,
I
that's
was going to say, yeah, let's not like.
I just meant like maybe we could find a better way in from over there
It's potential.
because it's not like the main front of the trap.
well, but we don't know what kind of spider this is.
But we have to move through the trap to get over there. So
Yeah.
you're the biologist here.
Well, actually, can I roll perception again?
Sure.
Actually, would this be perception or nature? I'm looking for
What are you trying
sticky
to do?
webs versus non-sticky webs. You know.
Sure. That would be nature.
All right, I'm gonna go nature. I'm looking for spiders always have the webs that they walk on versus the webs that they don't walk on. Sticky
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
not sticky. Oh my, that's a 28.
28?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got a pretty good grasp on this web structure. The thing that's interesting is the reason why it's so dense is that there are a lot of differing webs of differing diameters, right?
So there's lots of spiders.
Yes. That is what you can infer.
Why are the
There's some very, very thick webs, and then, they kind of size down to smaller.
Is there a particular strand of web that's repeated more than the others?
Yes. The one that's the most prevalent would be the largest one.
And I assume that the others range in size from like hamster to Labrador.
Yes.
Cool.
If you had to guess what could support it, yeah.
Now, Elias,
Cool.
I have a question.
Yes, Patton.
Do you have any idea? Any idea what type of spider could be in these buildings, or if they're all of the same type? Is it more of a notice something on the
It's a
web
Lazian spider.
and go out and swarm it, or wait for something
All
to
right,
get
I'm going to
stuck?
take a rock from the ground, and I'm going to aim
Well,
it.
hold on, Elias. Before you throw that, let's go ahead.
That don't look like a good idea.
Let's not throw it so close to us. No offense, but I don't know if you're.
No, I'm
if
not
you're
going to throw it
throwing
close to
arm.
us. Don't worry about this. While Patton is talking, I'm going to take this rock, and if there's like I want to say like puppy dog sized, like Chihuahua sized web,
Yeah.
off in the corner.
Wouldn't Elias be familiar with something like this? Like, hasn't he seen something like this before? Maybe?
Yes, Jerry,
You've seen spiders before.
but that wasn't here.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do.
He literally, literally.
Throw the damn rock.
I'm throwing the rock, but you do remember that there were redwood trees in the vision?
Oh.
That's
So
not
ignore these
here.
things.
Oh, no, you're wrong.
I don't remember.
I
the
do know
redwood
that
trees.
wasn't here. So,
Okay.
yes, I'm going to throw a rock at the chihuahua-sized one.
Okay, so you throw the rock, which is a lot of these smaller webs are crisscrossing underneath a lot of these like rusted out, ruined big rigs, and actually some of them are in all things considered decent shape, as the spider webbing and things have acted as a sort of nature shield, right?
Yeah.
But you
So it
you
looks like
toss
they've
one
been
of
here
that
for a
and-
long time.
Yeah, you toss one down there, and from the underside of one of those undercarriages, right?
Mhm.
You're going to see a large, spooky spider crawl out, try and dash at the rock, kind of poke at it a little bit, and then turn around. But as it turns around, what you're going to see is here. Let me pull up my notes really quick. What you're going to see is, and this is gonna piss you off.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it will.
Yeah, as it turns around, you're going to see that these creatures, they're not entirely spiders.
Oh, cool.
They're about half spider. And by that I mean, you know, you were like, try and find something that's about puppy dog sized?
Yeah, it's actual half puppy dog, half spider.
Kind of, yeah. So, you see this, this thing, it's got, you know, the 8 compound eyes, the mouth mandibles, but it seems to be kind of growing out of this thing's, out of this, like, dog husk that seems to be maybe alive? Like, you can't quite tell if it's part of it, or if it's the sort of thing where they, you know, as Elias is looking at it, a couple of theories that pop in are, it's a mutated thing.
No,
It's
the
something
first
that grows inside of things.
my first thought is it's one of those damn it's a spider wasp thing that lays its eggs inside of a larger
Dogs?
creature.
Right. So,
I don't like
as
it.
you say that, as that thing crawls back under, you then see out of another one of the webs that's slightly connected. You remember how you saw like the hobgoblin?
Yeah.
You see that crawl out. You know, it's got the 6 legs poking out, and it's got its 2 front arms and its 2 front legs that seem to be ambulatory in some way. It crawls out, tries to like grab at the rock thing, turns to you guys, and you know it's got the eyes, but the hobgoblin eyes are still functional. It looks like, and it's just like looking around. Skitters back underneath one of the trucks.
You're really piling on the nightmare stuff here, aren't you?
Yes.
Right. So
You're really going for like how scary these spiders are. Not just regular scary spiders, but some sort of weird zombie scary spiders.
I'm
Ooh.
excited because this looks great on TV.
John's not excited.
right.
John is sarcastically berating God for allowing these to exist.
I actually have a really fucked up idea. And you're gonna have to let me know if this works, but I have a really fucked up idea.
What?
You know how there's fungus that lands on ants
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
it grows into them and then it controls them?
Yeah, Specky isn't that type of fungus. If Specky was that type of fungus, you would be dead by now.
But I want Specky to make a fruiting body so I can have a spider drone.
No.
Oh, but it's
No,
cool.
Specky is not currently advanced enough to create an entire fucking fungal nerve system to take control of a living creature.
That's unfortunate. We'll have to work on that.
I don't like
We'll
that.
have to work on that one.
See,
No, Specky is not cordyceps right now.
Yeah, right now. That's the thing. We'll work on it.
This conversation is scarier than the spider zombies.
The idea flashes through Elias's mind, and I turn to look at Specky. Specky turns to look
Meow.
at me. And we'll
Meow.
work on that one, Specky.
now what I'm wondering is if
Specky looks vaguely unnerved.
because I can.
Good.
We can cause a commotion. So if there's enough of a commotion,
Patton, let me stop you right there. That's a very bad idea.
That sounds like a terrible idea, Patton. It looked good, but that is actually a terrible idea.
Cause a commotion just means that you'll make everything active. It seems that these are more solitary hunters than anything else, but they group together for convenience. They probably don't eat each other too often, but
No, what I'm saying is, I don't know if we would be able to cause a distraction, because we can, as far far away from us as possible, we can drop, we can cause some motion in the webs. I can simply have little bro drop some, just drop some detritus over there, cause some some twinges on the webs, get a distraction going. But then, as we approach, twinges from this side. I'm trying to think of how we can get in here.
The problem with that idea is that vibrations through the webs will just serve to make everything active. So even if it's in one area, the vibrations will quickly spread. Any sufficient amount of motion will sort of trigger a "there's lots of things here" response, which will bring everything out, which we've been too lucky to avoid. But we probably don't want to press our luck too much.
That's true.
I'm sorry, Spec. Could you say that one more time?
Rock.
A truck.
I think it's
luck.
fair.
Yes. Specky's been learning to talk a little more. It's rather adorable. Yeah, that's.
Ooh, he's using multiple syllables.
Well, it's really more of the same syllable, but.
DB screams astrally while we're talking about how cute this fucking cat is.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna try and connect to any astral plane here. Fuck that.
Your soul is astrally eaten by spiders.
Yeah, I'm trying to connect to the astral spider web to get eaten by astral spiders. Fuck that.
Yeah, I'm completely out of ideas. I've got literally nothing.
There's tons of things you could do.
Soul.
I'm trying to think of things.
Tons of things John could do, tons of things Jerry could do, tons of things you could do. My idea revolves around DB's probably dead, let's leave. He's actually probably not dead. We could probably get him out. But does he still have that walkie-talkie on him? Does he have a walkie-talkie?
Probably.
Yeah, somebody check the frequency.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but yeah, let's
Is that? I just assumed spiders can hear things. Can they not hear things?
They can sense the vibrations.
We're talking back and forth right now, so
outside. But we aren't where DB is.
If there's vibrations coming from DB, it's not going to matter. They already know he's still alive and making vibrations.
Unless he's being perfectly still, not making any noise in a small enclosed space, and then you give him a call and summon a bunch of spiders.
So while you guys are discussing this,
DB,
I'm just going to press the button. Hey, DB, you alive in there?
So you fucking idiots.
Why would you do that?
So you're going to see
too fucking long,
just out of one of these holes, right? You're going to see a gigantic, just actual spider. This one doesn't look messed up in any weird way, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one is just colossal, right?
Oh shit!
We're talking grizzly bear size or bigger?
We're talking. Let me pull up exactly the stats on it. So we're talking slightly bigger
than a grizzly bear.
Yes, approximately. Well, a large natural creature occupies a 2x2 square in all directions. So it's approximately 10 feet tall by at least 10 feet wide.
Oh, cool. Do I need to roll initiative now?
No. It crawls out of one of these.
We haven't decided.
It crawls out of one of these side holes where the trucks are. It crawls right back into another one. You hear some like hissing and like clattering and stuff, but you don't hear any screams.
Yeah, because DB's not going to scream because he's not a silly Billy.
Yes.
I take the radio from Jerry.
So, however, what you do see is out of one of the other entrances, you see a radio come flying, right? Flying out, crashes into a web, and the big thing turns around and goes back over towards that, and then sort of settles back into pacing around looking for what just did that.
All right, let's light it on fire.
He's not trapped in there, so
I think
What? What? You just saw that he is.
I thought you said he threw it from somewhere else.
He threw a walkie-talkie out from somewhere that you couldn't see because he's hiding.
That's what I'm saying. It's not. Let's not. I'm not saying light the building on fire. No. These webs are fresh, so they're not going to be. Some of them are wet, right?
Yes.
So it's not a tinderbox. This place isn't going to light up instantaneously. Correct?
Correct. Probably.
Yes. Okay. See, that's the thing is, everybody thinks spider webs, but you're thinking cobwebs. Cobwebs and spider webs are two different things. Cobwebs are old webs that are sitting in a corner and are basically like tinder. The spider webs don't actually burn that well.
They just like kind of get cut. Like if you
they shrivel up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hand everybody matches. We're going to start wrapping spider web around some sticks. The smaller ones, just step on them. The hamster-sized ones, doesn't matter. I'm doing this in character, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to light these torches, and we're just going to start cutting a path towards where DB is. And I want to have Specky. Start. Well, number one, I'm going to get one of the small mutated ones. Can I get a small hamster one? Is there a hamster one for me to get?
Not currently right here. This is going to be something that you're going to have to actually try to do.
All right. What would I need to roll to find a hamster-sized one to collect while we're doing this?
While you're doing this?
I could do it later. It's okay. I could do it when we leave.
Could I fashion a handle on my chain? Like at the end of it?
It has a handle, doesn't it?
No, not like
he's
one
talking
for...
to pull DB out.
Yeah,
okay.
like a little...
It's spiked. It's made of barbed wire.
Yeah, you have to wrap like a towel on it or something.
Do we have towel?
Oh my god!
You could wrap some canopy or some some canvas.
Basically, though, what you're doing is you're ripping up some webs and fashioning spider web torches out of them. Basically,
correct.
Okay, because old spider web and spiderweb in general is to some extent flammable. It's not like a tinderbox, but it will burn.
Yes, that's my thinking.
Yeah. Right.
Yes.
So, but once you start doing this, right, the second you start making some of these webs, shit is going to hit the fan. So...
Yeah, I'm aware of that, but what we're doing is...
I have a gun.
We're going to need to cut a path, and we're going to need to do it quickly, otherwise he's going to be stuck in there.
Right.
But I mean, it's either that or we try to sneak around the webs.
There's no way John can sneak around webs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not going to happen.
Elias starts making some of these torches and handing out to people, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At which point you see a lot of motion and vibration coming from these webs, right? The spiders start to come out. Elias, I assume, lights one of them, right?
One of the spiders?
No, lights your torch, right?
Yeah.
Probably that too.
Right? You start waving it around. It keeps things at bay a little bit as you start burning your way through things. And yes, of course, this is going to be a skills challenge, and that's where we're going to end the episode. As you guys are in a shady ass canopy, as you guys are now currently all holding lit spiderweb torches, as the horde of half creature, half spider things is coming at you.
And that'll do it for this episode of Revival, a Dungeons & Dragons Real Play podcast. That was episode 30, and, looks like our boy's got in a real sticky situation. Yeehaw! Anyway, you can find the show and all of the areas that it's hosted on www.lmtya.com. That's short for Let Me Tell You About. You can also use the preferred address, which is letmetellyyouabout.moe. You can find Michael and Dan. They stream pretty regularly on Twitch at bro_operatives. You can also find us all hanging out in the Discord, which we have in the description here. And I want to apologize for Matt's audio. I found out after the recording that his dog ate the cord. for his really expensive microphone that was bought to him by the Patreon people. So, apologies to them, and I made sure to smack the shit out of Matt. Anyway, like I said, that'll do it for this episode, and we'll see you guys next week.